Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Professor Hassan and you are watching my channel Professor Hassan Hamayu. Dear candidates, the title of today's video is MSc Statistics Expected Questions for all PPSC exams. Why did I choose that title for today's video? Actually, a few days ago PPSC conducted a written test for the post of statistical officer, in which there were questions from MSc Statistics syllabus, MSc Mathematics and MSc Economics. That's why now we should focus on the syllabus of MSc Statistics. The questions are very important, vital and essential for you. Before starting today's important lecture, I request everyone subscribe to my channel, like and share my channel and click the bell icon for the notifications of the next important videos. Let's start. First of all, I will tell you the concept of collinearity. Dear students, we have the concept of simple regression, and multiple regression. In simple regression, we have one independent variable and we want to check the effect of that variable on our dependent variable. If y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable, we check the effect of x on y. It is simple regression. Whereas in multiple regression, we have one dependent variable which is y and at least two independent variables. These are the important concepts, basic concepts, and multiple choice questions can be asked from all these concepts. In simple regression, we have one independent variable. In multiple regression, we have two or more than two independent variables. Now I will come to the point. I will draw your attention on collinearity. It is the relationship between two independent variables. When the two explanatory variables, when the two regressors, when the two independent variables are linearly related to one another, to each other, then there is collinearity. And whenever we talk about more than two independent variables, three independent variables, four independent variables, five independent variables, and they are linearly correlated with one another, then we have multicollinearity, a very important concept. And how many types of multicollinearity? That can also be the MCQ in the exam. There are two types of multicollinearity. The first one is perfect multicollinearity, second one is imperfect multicollinearity. What is perfect multicollinearity? When the explanatory variables, when the independent variables have perfect linear relationship between themselves, then we say there is perfect multicollinearity. When the correlation coefficient is 1, then we say there is perfect multicollinearity. Rxi xj is equal to 1. It implies, it means that, it indicates, it signifies, it shows that there is perfect multicollinearity. These are the important concepts. What did you learn in the lecture till now? What is collinearity? If I talk about the two independent variables, they are highly correlated. They have the linear relationship between themselves. There is collinearity. And whenever we talk about the multiple regression and more than two independent variables and they are correlated with one another, there is multicollinearity among themselves, and it has two types. One is perfect multicollinearity when R is 1. When Rxi xj is equal to 1, there is perfect multicollinearity. And then imperfect multicollinearity, when the correlation coefficient is not equal to 1. If Rxi xj is not equal to 1, then there is imperfect multicollinearity. And very important concepts I will give you for this much. These are the MSc concepts and you will have to learn, because this is the platform. Alhamdulillah, this is a platform where I will provide you the concepts of ICS, BSc and MSc also, and you will have to prepare for every written test of statistics. If r xi xj is not equal to 1, there is imperfect multicollinearity. And if r is close to 1, not equal to 1, it is close to 1, let's say 0.9, 0.92, 0.93, we will say there is high multicollinearity, a very important concept. And if the correlation is between the range of 0.9 to 0.5, we say that there is moderate multicollinearity. And if the correlation coefficient is less than 0.5, we say that there is low multicollinearity between the explanatory variables, a very important concept. Then what are the consequences of multicollinearity? If the independent variables have correlation between themselves, then the variance of the estimator will be high, a very important, it can go towards infinity. Then what is VIF? That can be asked. VIF stands for variance inflation factor. The speed with which variances and covariances increase can be determined by the variance inflation factor, a very important one. And when VIF is equal to 1, it means that there is no correlation, there is no collinearity between the independent variables. And if VIF approaches to infinity, it means that there is high correlation, there is perfect correlation between the independent variables. If VIF is 1, it means that there is no correlation between the independent variables. And if VIF is infinity, it means that there is perfect linear correlation between the independent variables, a very important concept. Next one is homozygoticity. If we run our regression model, multiple regression model, there is an assumption that the variances of the error terms are constant, they are all equal. It is called homozygoticity. And if the variances of the error terms are not equal, it is called heterozygoticity. Dear students, I need your comments on today's precious lecture. Assalamu alaikum.